I'm Emily.
I'm Jane.
We're otherwise known as Camp Lovesick.
We live together in a very short school bus.
It's a Ford E350
7.3 liter diesel engine.
2002.
That's the year it was born.
We are from Ontario. We've been traveling around together since last June when we got married. It's our fun year honeymoon trip. We'd love to give you a tour of inside our bus.
Come on. Our little entrance area here. These curtains are just velcroed on, which makes them super easy to come on and off. And then this one as well, which we take down when we're driving. We have our recycling here, compost. We haven't actually found that many places that accept compost, but it's good to just have a separate compost because otherwise in a small space your garbage is going to smell pretty nasty pretty quickly. Our shoes below, we just use like an old crate. Also have this area where we hang our wet coats, our hats, just kind of anything that we need.
As you can see here, my lovely wife Jane is a writer. She actually is a writer. She's got one book published, you can check it out, and another one on the way. But she also keeps a drip journal and a wonderful blog, camplovesick.com. You can check that out too. Since she's a writer and I'm taking this whole year fully off, we knew that it was really important to have a desk for her. This is where she sits when I drive and thus can work a bit more when I'm driving. We didn't keep the bus seat in and instead used a seat from a van because this seat has a 3-point seat belt so my lovely wifey doesn't die in a car crash. So that is key. At the front of our bus is where we have all of our beautiful art and things that make this place feel like home. Our bus isn't magnetic. I know a lot are, but ours is made out of aluminum, which is not a magnetic metal. So because of that, we had to screw everything in, which meant we can't kind of have things all around the bus where we want them. We just chose one kind of flat surface to put all of our art and the things that really make this place feel like ours. Up here was the original little door hatch thing, I guess, that had all of the emergency kits. Now we just store our toiletries in there, so it's pretty convenient to have all our stuff. This is one thing that was not obviously with the bus. It's a backup camera. All you have to do, it's pretty simple to install. You just order it on Amazon. In the end, it just runs off of your car battery, so you just plug it in. So we just leave it on when we're driving. It just acts as another mirror, another way to make sure that people aren't in our blind spots, that kind of thing. So with that and our mirrors, we feel really safe when we're driving, and when we're backing up, we know we're not going to hit anything.
When we're driving, it's really annoying to have to constantly be setting a whole bunch of stuff up and then putting it back down every single time we want to go to a new spot, a grocery store, whatever else. So what we looked for were solutions to make everything as secure as possible. So for this little shelf here, we just decided, you know what, we don't actually have to move any of this stuff ever, so we're just going to glue it down. So we can go up huge hills, over potholy roads, which we do quite often, and not have to worry about it.
This is a place that a lot of people want to know about. You might not know why now, but I'll let you know. This is pretty sweet because we have it as our coffee table. When you're chilling on the couch and you want a place to put your tea, it's nice to have it beside you. But what it also is our toilet. So this just latches out, this goes over, this flips up. It kind of acts as like a semi-private room. We have our petit salle de bain sign here. Our toilet paper, some Purell for, you know, those days that you really want to make sure you're hygienic. And it's just a standard self-build DIY composting toilet. It's pretty simple. Built a box. In the box, you put a bucket at the back and a separate at the front. So at the back, you have this bucket. You buy these separates just online. You just make sure that it fits inside your box. You cut a little bit of a hole in the bucket so the separate fits. This is called a diverter. So this separate diverter diverts the liquids you are using or you are wasting into a front jug. We just use a 3-liter cranberry jug, juice jug. And then the back is for your solid components. What we do is then after we use the liquid feature, we spray it down just with a bit of water mixed with vinegar. Helps keep it clean, helps keep it smelling good. For the back, what we do is we use peat moss. We've used a bunch of other things as well, but peat moss is definitely the best to use. It doesn't smell. If it is starting to smell because it's been a few days since you've changed it and you haven't filled up the bucket yet, just sprinkle a bit of cinnamon and it works really, really well. We haven't had any troubles with that, so we definitely would recommend peat moss. Don't use sawdust, it's the worst. So when we are done, you just fold this up, relatch it, and now it's a coffee table again.
So this is our couch. It's pretty standard. We've got a whole bunch of storage under these flaps. So just in here is our coats and sheets and things like that we need. Over here is all of our food storage. And then this middle one, we have our Coolatron cooler. This cooler, it just runs off of our solar batteries. It's something that works for us because we're here for a year, but if you're doing a longer trip, I would really suggest going with a better quality cooler.
Welcome to our kitchen. Here we have our beautiful countertop. We're very happy about this. This is just an old barn board beam from my parents' barn. They didn't really have a use for it anymore, so we were able to use that. It's really cool. Here there were the original holes where the beam connected to other beams. We obviously couldn't really plug those holes with wood. I mean, I guess we could have, but it would have been a little complicated. So what we did was just chisel out the hole to fit these tiles in, which is great because when you have hot stuff, you just put it right on. It's like a built-in coaster. Down here we have all of our drawers. We have 5 drawers, 1 cupboard. We've got like our cutlery, our full drawer of tea because we're enthusiasts. We have all of our pots and pans, our dishes, our mismatched drawer, and then this one just has like our oils, our sauces, that kind of thing, and it's a cupboard because of our wheel well. Don't use cupboards. Do drawers as much as you can. Drawers, the great thing about it is that you can use all of the space. Everything has a spot and everything has a purpose. With cupboards, things get lost in the back and you don't end up actually using the space effectively. Over here, we have our sink and our little barn board sliding door here. So this is cool because this we just slide in front of the drawers. We have a little hook here, or a little line that hooks this way, and then another one on the other side that hooks. And what this does, when this is all hooked up, we'll just move our jug down in front of it. And then when we're driving, none of the drawers can open, no matter what turns we have. So this is kind of this dual purpose thing where obviously it covers all this so that when we're in living mode, it's nice and neat and looks great. But then when we're driving, it holds all of our drawers in place. But it doesn't do just that. When we are living, and say we're cooking or we're doing dishes or we're eating, we all want a table. Well, we have this, just made this table. This is Jane's ingenious idea. And all we do is you can just flip it up. These are old card table legs. It's pretty simple. They just fold in, fold out. And then you have a table. This here is our sink. So pretty much we wanted to go simple. We didn't want to have a huge complicated plumbing system in this. Again, we were really planning on traveling in this for a year. We wanted something cheap to build, something easy that we knew how to build. And honestly, it works really well because gravity is your friend when you make it. And all you do, we fill up this jug with water. It actually just has a liner bag inside because we don't want to get tetanus. And we just added the spout on the front. This was just an antique pot. Have the liner bag inside. All you do is you open it. We all know how sinks work. The water goes into here, which was another pot. If you come over here, you can see it drains down just like a regular sink would. And then it drains down into this jug. This jug at the bottom is the same amount of water as the top jug. So once we use the top jug and it's completely empty, we know we have to empty our gray water at the bottom. So it's pretty simple, just drains straight down. There's not really anything complicated about it. It works well, actually. The water pressure is however much you turn the spout, so it works. I would recommend it if you're thinking something low cost, something easy. This does the job.
This is our bedroom area here. It's pretty standard. We just could fit a double bed here, plus like a little bit of extra space at our feet where we basically throw things that we don't want to think about anymore. We have our bookshelf behind us, which is just the piece of an old door that we balanced on these wire rungs. We wanted to have a little bit of a space separator between the bedroom area and the rest of the house, just so that it didn't feel like, oh, we're always like living in our bed. So what we did is, this is another piece of an old door, which is actually from Emily's childhood bedroom. And so we have this kind of space separator here, which just kind of works as a visual break we found. And then it's really nice to have this live edge board that we use to put drinks on, either when we're sitting here or when we're lying in bed watching TV, which happens pretty often.
These are just 2 ottomans. This is where we have all of our clothes. I mean, mainly all of my clothes. Jane owns like 2 shirts. These are great because, one, they just slide out really easily. You lift them up, you have all your clothes in there. As you can not see, our clothes are definitely folded. And then the great thing about it also is that you can use it to sit on when you have extra guests. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. It's a really cute storage thing, but then it also works for extra seating.
So for our electrical, we have 2 100-watt solar panels that we just bolted onto the roof. I was super nervous about the solar panels falling off the roof, so we have 66 screws that are bolting the solar panels onto the roof, which may be excessive, but you know, better safe than sorry. So they're at the front of the bus, and then we just have the wires running through this pipe. I guess traditionally they're used for water, but we just like the look of them, so we put one of our cords in the pipe and then one of the cords behind the pipe, and then we hang our mugs or whatever we feel like hanging out there. Under our bed is where we keep our batteries. We've got 2 12-volt batteries. It works pretty well. We haven't run out of electricity so far. We're relatively conservative with it, but we've never had a problem, so that's fine for, you know, computers, phones, and then our cooler and our lights. Our lights are just these LED strip lights. We have 5 million colors to choose from, and it's just a remote control, so they just go on there, and then you can choose, you know, party mode or regular mode, whatever your mood suits you. And they were super easy to install. They take like basically no electricity, and they just hook right up to our battery. Our curtains on our bus were something that we had a lot of difficulty deciding what we would do. We ended up going with these roll-up ones. They just roll down like this. It's pretty standard, pretty straightforward. They're attached to the trim that we put on top of our windows. The curtains themselves are 2 sheets. So the first sheet is just this thin white fabric, which gives us privacy if we're in a place where, you know, there's a lot of people, say the glamorous Walmart parking lot, something like that. And then this thicker layer helps them be blackout, and then also helps with keeping the heat in the colder months. I've also got a set of screens. So the screens have actually saved us a million times over, and they're so easy to use. So what we did is we glued the top of the screen to the top of the window, and then the bottom of the screen to the part of the window that opens and closes. So basically when you open the window, the screen just opens with it. You just tuck it in here, and you're good to go.
Up here we have our hatch. Pretty much every bus has a hatch. I'm pretty sure it's illegal if you don't. What we have is just a screen. So like I said before, or like we both mentioned, our bus isn't magnetic, so when we couldn't use magnets and we couldn't use glue, we use Velcro. So we just have our Velcroed screen to keep the bugs out. And then the great thing about this is it's a good place for us to do yoga, which we never do, but if we wanted to, this could be the place. But it's also where we get up onto our roof, and we can watch sunsets and have coffee and just do cool things. All we do is stand on here, pop up, and then you're up here in the roof. The last thing that we have to show you before we say goodbye is our garage. So like I said earlier, our bed has so much under the bed storage. What we access in the front, like our clothes and stuff, we can't really access in the back, and vice versa. So it's great to be able to open up the back and then access everything that we need. We've got our heater, our extra water, our bistro set, and our outdoor rug and things like that, so we can really make even the outside space feel homey. Our hiking boots and all the stuff that we don't really need on a day-to-day, but we definitely need with us in this year. We also have a screen on this door, so it's great. You can just open it up when it gets really hot and the bugs still won't get in.
Thanks for watching our tour.
We hope you liked it and we hope you learned some things. If you ever have any questions for us, we're Camp Lovesick, so you can find us on Instagram at Camp Lovesick. Or you can read Jane's ridiculously hilarious blog. I can say that because I'm not biased at all. It's really funny and it tells just about the different experiences we're getting up to on this year of adventure. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.